Well, how do you do, Buckaroos? How the heck are you? So I've got the, you can see here, the Johnnie Walker Platinum label is 18 years old. It is a blended Scotch. I'm going to just put the bottle here. You can kind of see it in the shot. I do want to read just a little bit from their website before I get started. Johnnie Walker Platinum label, 18-year-old. I almost said bourbon. Scotch whiskey. I drink so much bourbon, I almost said bourbon. Anyway, but it's big classic Johnnie Walker flavors with intriguing contemporary notes of citrus and fragrant almonds, initially sweet with a warm vanilla undercurrent and a suggestion of tangerines. It moves smoothly over the palate into a nutty, malty dryness before a long finish brings elegant suggestions of charcoal smokiness and beautiful fading citrus zest. So they tell you to look for fragrant citrus and fragrant almonds, initially sweet, warm vanilla. So let's see what she's got. They also recommend that you drink this either neat or on the rocks. I'm going to do it both ways, starting with the rocks. I don't want this to melt any more than it already has. Took me a while to get this set up. It's brutal, man. I put my head there so you don't see the ceiling fan. You know, it's just a backdrop, but I just like it. I had it fixed up, but then my camera kept going in and out, and that's the only way I could get her going. I got this set fixed real precarious, man. Uh, wow. Yeah, wow. Wow, there's a lot of smoke on the nose. What did they say again? Here, let me read this one more time. Notes of citrus and fragrant almonds. Yeah, I suppose you get that. You certainly get. There is some nutty aromas. Almonds, why not? I'm personally getting a lot of smoke. Oh gosh, that is very nice. Yeah, that's beyond gorgeous, actually. Wow. Yeah, it is initially sweet, warm vanilla, as they suggest. Mm. Holy cow. Yeah. Wow, that's just smooth. Again, they tell you to look for sweet, warm vanilla, undercurrent, a suggestion of tangerines. I'm feeling the tangerine. I'll be honest with you. Uh, Nutty, malty dryness, long finish, charcoal smokiness, and citrus zest. Yeah, it does all that, I suppose. I'm really not feeling on the tangerine, but they just say it's a suggestion, so I suppose there could be a suggestion of tangerine in there. It seems a little pretentious to me, but it is Scotch after all. Yeah, you do get just a hint of that citrus zest at the end, though. Maybe that's what they're referring to. Yeah, it is very malty sweet. You do get an essence of vanilla in there. A lot of smokiness. The smokiness kind of permeates all through the drink from beginning to end. And I personally like a smoky whiskey. Some might wonder why I don't drink more Scotch, having that I do like the smokiness. I don't know. I do kind of like the char that you get from a good bourbon. There's one whiskey out of Little Rock, Arkansas that I'm a huge fan of. It's the Arkansas Hickory Smoke whiskey that uses um, a soft red wheat. That's just gorgeous. So I love the way the smoke runs all through that. But this is very nice. It's very drinkable. I mean, I guess it ought to be for the price, but I came in a four-bottle set. Had the black, the gold, the platinum, and the blue. I had one shot of the blue yesterday. I'm having the platinum today. It's absolutely gorgeous on the rocks. It's very sweet. I wouldn't typically put anything 18 years old on the rocks, but they do leave it in their suggestions, so I felt I probably ought to try it. So I do have about a shot here, poured neat in the snifter. I do have a Glencairn around, but I just grabbed the snifter. Actually, detecting more sweetness on the nose from the neat pour here. Certainly getting some vanilla. I feel like I'm picking up some toffee as well, but that could be my bourbon nose looking for those things. Wow, 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 wow. You know, it's funny. A lot of whiskeys, I detect more sweetness when I put it on the rocks. Here, I'm getting it feels sweeter on the neat pour. Feels very sweet. I wasn't expecting it. Again, they tell you to look for certain things, but that I mentioned earlier. But I'm picking up a few different things than they talk about. And again, that could be just because I drink mostly bourbon and Irish whiskeys, and so that is what I'm reflecting to. But I feel like I'm getting a lot of honey on the palate. There feels a honey-like sweetness, kind of like a mixture of vanilla and honey. That's what I'm getting. There's certainly that nuttiness. Actually, I was feeling nutty, but I wasn't getting as much almond as they talked about. But now with the neat pour, I am really feeling the almond. And I'm going to be honest here, having had this both ways now, the rest of that little bottle, the rest of that 200 milliliter bottle is going to be drank neat. Comes with a black and a gold. The black will probably end up mostly on the rocks. But yeah, I did want to try it on the rocks once because they leave it in their suggestion on their website. You never notice in my eyes, sometimes I go full on Peter Lorre on you. I lost my angle there. I've got this a certain way, and every once in a while I lose it. I'm having to hold it to keep my camera from going belly up on me. So backdrop I like. So bar in the background, and I've noticed if I can get that position where you can't see the lines, it looks like I'm actually there, man. But here I can't get this. I'm having so much issues with this thing today. I'm lucky I haven't turned off here. There you can see my house there. They're trying if I hold it right there, but then it keeps coming apart on me. So yeah, I mean, listen, I got to admit this set typically runs between 100 and 100 and a quarter. I've seen in various liquor stores in Southwest Missouri and in Northwest Arkansas. I got a deal on it, which is why I picked it up. I happen to know somebody who gave me a break. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to get the individual in trouble, but I want to be honest with my folks that I actually only paid about 85 for it, which for this particular four bottle set I believe is a bargain. Mm. The mouthfeel is very soft, and that's what's gorgeous about this. Sometimes the whiskey can taste good, but it's not texturally pleasant. The pleasant texture isn't pleasant. Texture, I don't believe that's a word, but anyway, I'm making up words. The texture is very pleasant on this, and that's kind of why it works. It reminds me, again, it was one of my favorite whiskeys. Because of the soft texture, it makes it work. This is very nice. It is gorgeous. I don't know if I could ever afford a whole bottle of this, but if my ship ever comes in, yeah, I would like to try a whole bottle to be able to really go through, which is one reason I wanted to buy this set because I've had all of these whiskeys at one time at a tasting, it's that little bit. But I wasn't really able to really dissect it. And here I've got four 200 milliliter bottles, and that'll give me enough time to really, that'll give me a few drinks of each to really kind of go through and analyze them, Or here I'm kind of doing a quick, I don't know, I don't know if analyze is the right word, but I'm just quickly going over them and just trying to enjoy them. I try not to really overanalyze anything or do a full on examination. I don't really like to dissect things that much. I'm not here as a judge of any kind, and I think that's what as a beer guy, that's what sometimes I think a craft beer folks miss is it. You don't have to judge every beer, every whiskey. They are meant to be enjoyed, not dissected. If you're tearing it apart, are you really enjoying it? Like a movie critic or a food critic. If you're dissecting every bite of food or every bit of the movie, are you enjoying it? I know when I go to a movie, I'm just there to be entertained. And if it does that, it works for me. Then you see a movie critic and he's pulling apart little pieces. You're thinking, what was the point of this guy going to this movie? And I think that's the point with beer and good whiskey, good beer and good whiskey. Sometimes we can just sit back and enjoy them without dissecting it. This is absolutely marvelous. Um, I looked up the price for a full bottle yesterday, but I'll be damned if I can remember what it is. But yeah, I mean, if it's something you can afford, it is certainly worth it. If you can afford this set, it is certainly worth it. The blue is fantastic. The 18 is incredible. I mean, what can I say? They're just fine whiskeys. Drink them how you like. Drink whatever you like. Don't let anybody tell you what you taste is wrong because it's all very subjective. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer tonight. I'm the Whiskey Whisperer, man. I hope you're having a good time and having a safe new year.